Atesh is so deeply wounded by Merjan that he makes a firm, almost brutal decision. He will not speak to her under any circumstances. The pain she has caused him feels too raw, too overwhelming. Every attempt at communication feels like salt on an open wound. Merjan, however, is driven by the exact opposite impulse. She is desperate, not to justify herself, not to argue, but to understand. Something she did has hurt Atesh profoundly, and she cannot accept not knowing what it was. The confusion eats at her just as much as his anger consumes him. She tries to reach him again and again, but every effort meets the same wall of silence. Refusing to give up, Merjan follows him to the company. They enter the building almost at the same time, but not together. Atesh walks ahead, his steps fast and rigid, his shoulders tense. Employees greet him politely as he passes through the corridor, but he does not respond. He does not even seem to hear them. His thoughts are trapped in a storm of pain, anger, and bitter disappointment. Without slowing down, he heads straight for his office, shutting himself away from the world. Moments later, Merjan enters the building. The employees greet her as well, but she, too, barely notices. Her eyes are fixed on Atesh's back as she follows him down the corridor, her heart pounding with urgency. She walks quickly, determined not to let him disappear behind another closed door. Cemal, observing the scene from a distance, immediately senses that something is terribly wrong. The timing, their expressions, their complete detachment from everything around them, it is too striking to be accidental. Whatever happened between them is serious. Merjan does not hesitate. She strides straight to Atesh's office and bursts inside without knocking. "I want to talk," she says firmly. Atesh barely looks up. His voice is cold, sharp, stripped of all warmth. "Get out." Merjan does not move. Instead, she demands an explanation. She wants to know why he canceled their evening meeting himself by sending her a message, and why he is now acting as if she has committed some unforgivable betrayal. Atesh freezes. Genuine surprise flashes across his face. "What message?" Merjan explains carefully, step by step. She tells him she received a message from him canceling their meeting. She tells him she replied to it. She remembers the words clearly. Atesh frowns deeply. He says that at that exact time, he was busy at work, preparing a new plan for her. He insists he never sent such a message. Merjan, growing more agitated, demands to see his phone. Left with no choice, Atesh unlocks it and hands it to her. She scrolls through his messages, and the color drains from her face. The conversation she remembers so clearly does not exist. There is no message.
No cancelación.
No reply. Still shaken, she insists that she saw it with her own eyes. She insists she responded. Atesh's expression hardens completely. His voice turns icy. "If your tricks are over, leave my office.
Now."
But Merjan refuses. Her confusion has turned into determination. She will not leave until he tells her why he is so angry, why he looks at her as if she has betrayed him beyond repair. Atesh studies her silently, then narrows his eyes. "So that's how it is," he says quietly. "Yes," Merjan answers just as firmly. In the next instant, everything happens too fast. Atesh abruptly steps forward, lifts her onto his shoulder, and ignores her shocked protests. He carries her out of the office and into the corridor, heading straight for the exit. The employees stop what they are doing, watching in stunned silence as the scene unfolds, fully aware that they are witnessing something far more serious than a simple argument. Even Cemal, who has seen more than enough workplace drama to last a lifetime, cannot believe his eyes. He watches in stunned disbelief as Atesh carries Merjan through the corridor as if nothing and no one else exists. Merjan, burning with embarrassment and indignation, lowers her voice and hisses angrily. Everyone is watching.
"Put me down. Now."
But Atesh does not slow his pace. He does not look left or right. The shocked stares of the employees, the whispered murmurs, even Cemal's frozen expression, none of it matters to him. Only when they reach the elevator does he finally set her on her feet. You've completely lost your mind, Merjan snaps, straightening her clothes with trembling hands. Without waiting for a response, she turns on her heel and storms back into the building. In the lobby, Demet notices her immediately. One look at Merjan's flushed face and agitated movements is enough to alarm her. What's going on? Demet asks anxiously. Why is Atesh acting like this? Merjan exhales sharply. I don't understand anything myself, she admits, her voice tight with frustration. At that very moment, Atesh appears behind them. Come here, he says sharply. Merjan slowly turns toward him, then glances at Demet with unmistakable irony. See, she remarks coolly. He's giving orders again. She deliberately hesitates, as if she has no intention of obeying. But Atesh does not break eye contact. I said, come with me, he repeats, his voice harder, leaving no room for resistance. With a faint, defiant smirk, Merjan follows him after all. Back in the office, Atesh takes a seat behind the desk without looking at her. Merjan remains standing, arms loosely crossed, her posture calm but guarded. In a cold, businesslike tone, Atesh speaks. Prepare the documents and the report on the latest project. I want them by this evening. I'll do it, Merjan replies evenly. And bring me coffee, he adds. And cold water. Merjan raises an eyebrow. Why don't you ask Yashar? Atesh's gaze snaps up. If I wanted Yashar to bring it, I would have told him myself. The coffee will be brought by you. She says nothing and turns to leave. When she returns and places the cup on his desk, Atesh barely glances at her before speaking again. Next time, knock before entering my office. And ask for permission. I forgot, Merjan replies dryly. Don't forget again, he warns. He examines the cup, then pushes it slightly away. This isn't how I want it. Make another one. A slow, sarcastic smile curves Merjan's lips. Of course, she says. I'll add 2 spoons of sugar and bring ice-cold water too. Maybe it will help put out the fire in your heart. Black coffee. Atesh cuts in coldly. A moment later, Merjan bursts into the office again, wearing an exaggeratedly innocent expression. I forgot again, she says. Before Atesh can respond, Asli enters. Atesh immediately turns to Merjan. You may leave. Merjan gives Asli a brief, unreadable look and walks out. Asli approaches the desk, pretending ignorance. Is everything okay, Atesh?
Everything is fine, he replies curtly. Asli hesitates, then speaks carefully, her voice soft but deliberate. You know, Merjan is very cunning. She always protects her father. And who knows, maybe she's plotting something again behind your back. Atesh understands perfectly well where this is coming from. He recognizes the jealousy beneath her concern, the calculation beneath her words. Instead of responding, he remains silent, his expression unreadable, his thoughts elsewhere. The silence, heavy and unresolved, fills the room. At that moment, the office door flies open. Nazir storms inside without hesitation, his presence instantly shifting the atmosphere. Behind him, Zohida stands frozen, clearly distressed. I'm sorry, she says quickly, unable to hide her embarrassment. I couldn't stop him. Atesh does not even look at her at first. His gaze is fixed on Nazir. Only after a brief pause does he speak, his voice controlled but sharp. It's fine, he says. You may go. Zohida nods gratefully and leaves at once. Asli follows her out, casting one last curious glance back before the door closes behind them. The silence that follows is heavy. Nazir walks closer to the desk and casually places a chess king on its surface. The faint sound of the piece touching the wood echoes in the room. With a mocking half-smile, he gestures toward it. Let's talk, he says. Atesh's eyes drop briefly to the chess piece, then lift slowly back to Nazir's face. His voice is cold, devoid of emotion. So you did receive my message. Nazir's smirk widens. Consider this your warning, Atesh continues. If you ever barge into my office like this again, you will regret it. Nazir lets out a quiet, amused chuckle. No, he replies calmly. It won't be me who regrets it. It will be you. You should start learning your place. That is enough. Atesh slams his fist down on the desk, the impact sharp and violent. In a single movement, he stands, steps forward, and grabs Nazir by the collar, pulling him close. The last person who has any right to lecture me about boundaries, Atesh snarls, is you. Nazir does not resist. He does not flinch. His composure remains intact, his eyes steady and calculating. You can threaten me all you want, Nazir says coolly. But I will take everything from you. Your house. Your company. Everything you think belongs to you. His gaze darkens. And everything you hold dear. He pauses deliberately before adding, including Merjan. Atesh releases him but does not step back. His fists clench at his sides, every muscle in his body tense as he struggles to contain the fury burning through him. Nazir straightens his jacket calmly, as if nothing has happened. For her, he continues, I'm ready for anything. Not just one dinner, an entire world. I already told her that yesterday. Atesh's eyes flash dangerously. That's enough, Nazir, he cuts in sharply. His voice is ice cold now, far more threatening than his anger had been. There is one difference between you and me, he says. If you make one plan against me, I will make 10 against you. He leans forward slightly, his gaze unwavering. And I will win. The air between them vibrates with hostility as the unspoken war fully declares itself.